All right, guys, Lane here with you. Broke Bets 2023 recap. Just want to talk about another successful year, some of the results, plans for the next year, and yeah, other things we're gonna do here. So coming off this year, big numbers. You guys want to see the key numbers: 14.34 units, one, 5.51 ROI, and a higher percent correct than our previous year. I'll show you guys as well. 2020, 2022, 2022. For the time we did it, 22.23 units, 8%, almost 8.5% ROI, 61% correct. So what you're seeing, more percent correct here, and again, consistent results. 2 winning years in a row. Nowhere near being in the hole, and you're just gonna continuously get a pretty decent ROI. So obviously the goal I think for us every year will be 10% ROI. Aim for the moon. I think that we got held up this year probably because I didn't look at the stats enough, and we're getting burned on parlays, as you guys can see. That's the main stat category that held us back this year. And 2024, just kind of eradicating fighter parlays, which is this category exclusively was just parlaying two fighters together. There's too many cancellations. There's too much bullshit involved. And we're winning on straight and props too much. We got to invest more there. If we do parlays, we got to put less money into it. So starting there, UFC 296, you guys were with us. Ended on the winning note. Emmett, easy money. Royval, a no takedown defense. Sad result there. Feely, Almeida, easy win for that under. Pantoja Revolt, again, I thought Pantoja would get a finish, but he just kind of did the lay and pray. And then really got screwed on that Gaziev Boudet round one, because Gaziev was beating the fuck out of him and then got a finish a little bit in round two, but my read was still somewhat there, so I'm not too ashamed. But again, guys, the percent correct, that's up 3% from the previous year. Parlays, you'd think that would be higher parlay results, and that it would be a higher win percentage on those, but I think it was just the big heavy favorites that were just crushers this year. I know I bet on Izzy against Sean, and that didn't hit. Also bet on just some other big favorites like Jamie Malarkey got knocked out versus that Naimov guy. And then started just kind of stopped doing parlays. Gregory Rodriguez. There's a lot of names out there, but again, straight betting props, just not the way. And then that's why our plus money in the odds ranges and odds category isn't as high, is because mainly parlays. That's your section right there, 100 to 149. That's your parlay, two fighters together, kind of what you get. So that's where that negative number comes in. Straight betting weight classes, featherweight. No surprise, these lighter weight classes we typically do pretty well on. That's a lot of money earned in one category, obviously. Moving down further, round betting. If I can get the screen to go all the way over, round betting was just absolutely phenomenal for us this year. 10 units earned just right there, and primarily those unders is what we're hitting really heavily. And then another category, KO and sub, again by knockout, getting screwed by the by knockouts, because a lot of these fights someone gets a knockdown, and like JDM versus Randy Brown gets a knockdown, subs the guy, he's a knockout artist. Another one was Kenny Nzechukwu. I had him for a knockout against Devin Clark, ended up with a guillotine choke when he was about to knock him out. So again, a lot of these weird things pop up. I also keep track of robberies or close decisions, or if an injury or anything doesn't go my way. I actually profited this year off of it. Typically, or at least last year, I lost like 6-7 units just on that. I think this year I actually, anything that's like a split decision and it goes in my favor, I'll put it there. If I didn't feel like my fighter won, if I feel like my fighter won, I'll put it on there. But yeah, I actually did decently well there. But again, guys, you're getting consistent results, and I have to tell you guys, we're planning on starting up a Patreon for 2024. Going to be completely affordable, $5 a month, and nothing crazy going on there. As for what content will change, I'm pretty sure it'll just be you know, bets will be shown and picks will be shown um, on Saturday, the day of the fights, versus if you're on the Patreon, you get all the line movement, all the fighter notes in advance as soon as I place them or as soon as I do research on the fights that we uploaded. Um, I also can provide a blank stat sheet similar to the one like this that you guys can play around with. So they're gonna have perks there, and again, it's completely affordable. Um, with the amount of line movement you'll beat on Patreon, if you're on the Patreon, you're gonna beat that line movement. It's me like having it for free, and again, the Patreon's gonna pay for itself if you guys are making consistent units like we are on here. And as always, you can just grab advice from me on there. So a little bit more of a direct link. As for 2024, I'm upping the stat sheet a little bit more, adding more categories. I think some of the main things would be like comparing what parlays are truly making more money, a lot more for round betting where we're successful, and yeah, continuing down the successful path. Again, aiming for that 10% ROI, and keep getting fights right, and stay away from these fucking parlays. I mean, if I switch this number out to what we had last year, well, shit, I would have to add 6 to this, or plus 12, because it would be the negative number. We'd be around that category. So if parlays would have hit the rate we hit them the year before, that's that. But again, guys, just consistent, successful results, and we'll get this next card out to you guys for UFC Vegas 84, Ankalaev and Walker. Not too soon away. We'll get some things out to you guys, and get the train rolling here for the Patreon, and the continuous success of this channel. So as always, guys. Oh wait, do a little thing on Instagram. I put together the fights, KOs, submissions of 2023. Again, these are my favorites. Starting it off, Makhachev, Volk, Strap, high level. Second, Rakhmonov and Neal. Rakhmonov ate some big shots, but also just delivered so much damage. Ends in a finish. Pantoja Moreno for the first 3 rounds was just insane. Gastelum Curtis, did in the body shots, grueling, heavy strikes as well. That's another thing. There's truly a lot of damage dealt to the face in this fight. Kuzeladze and Brenner, just a slugfest. Ends in comeback victory for Brenner. Deji Fazeev, everyone knows is great. Bellato and Pateria, just insane how many times Bellato got hurt, got up, kept going. Kopp and Dos Santos. Dos Santos came in as a pretty sizable underdog and put on a scrap, and damn near could have won that at moments and rocked Kopp a couple times. Evloev and Lopez, just insane energy from Lopez again, where he started off the UFC against a high-level guy. Katona and Gibson, just a million strikes thrown and a lot of damage. And then KOs of the year, in my personal opinion, Bonfim, flying knee against McKinney, just the way that McKinney falls, the hype, this being in Brazil, everything about it was just pretty crazy. And that was one of the first cards of the year, I believe. And top KOs of 2023 at number 2, Emmett. I mean, god damn, ending the year with just the most brutal punch. One of the most brutal punches I've ever seen. Barbosa and Quarantillo, step up knee against the fence where Barbosa struggles just out of nowhere. Torres and Mata, the hardest elbow you probably ever will see in a fight. Mata's body just goes flying, insanely creative. Not many elbow knockouts this year. Gaethje Poirier, perfectly snuck in head kick. Makhachev Volk, I mean, just perfectly placed head kick. Farah and Johnson, heavy overhand. Johnson was just out so heavily bad. Adesanya, Teos Pereira, again, another one where it's just like out of nowhere. He's on the brink of defeat and has that big punch and wins the fight. O'Malley, step back, very Conor McGregor like KO. And then last one, it was hard to fit in. There's a couple ones I had in mind, but Kopylov versus Hibario just feel like Kopylov with this head kick was so perfect and everything lined up was beautiful. I really wanted to put, where is it on here? Borshev versus Machete. That knockout was awesome. Onama was awesome. There's so many good ones to pick from, but these are my personal favorites. And then capping it off with submissions. Davy Grant inverted triangle versus a Sun Sao. Clear number one. You know, from the jaws of defeat, a comeback victory, and with the most unlikely submission to probably come about, and the fact that Sun Sao went to sleep. It was just a lot of things together. Grasso, Shev, crazy back take, crazy submission, comeback victory again. Harris on Anaconda versus Wells. Another one, the brink of defeat, comeback, and then Anaconda. He was getting taken down the whole fight, and it was unlikely he was going to win by sub, and there it was. Black Shear. It was an easy twister. Johnson's not too good on the ground, but nevertheless, like the third or fourth in history, right? So, gotta be on the list. Rachmanov, just a creative rear naked choke, has the back, it puts his leg in to get extra leverage, and keeps his finish streak. Rodriguez, triangle choke versus Emmett, very creative. Knew the fight was over as soon as it happened, big moment. Lopez, flying triangle, transition to an armbar, just nasty, just a nasty one. Jones, guillotining, Gane. It was good. I mean, Gane, the problem is Gane just didn't even fight the hands there. It was the easiest tap in the world, but still crazy moment how easy that looked. Fakhretdinov, guillotine versus Lee. Dropped him, gets on him, he's asleep real bad. This picture, I think it's insane, just the veins coming out of Fakhretdinov's head during that squeeze. And then finally put in Bonfim, and just like how his brother had a good finish in his first fight. I just think that the flip of the guillotine, the way that he transitioned to it, it was just perfect, and gotta put that one on here. Some other great ones, some ninja chokes. Taira had someone similar to Diego Lopez, but not a flying triangle. But great ones all around this year. Again, guys, coming back to 2023, hoping for a great 2024. Hopefully you guys stick around with the Patreon. As always, we'll be putting our videos out and getting these bets out to you guys, and everyone will keep making money. So simple as that. Thank you guys for the support. Peace.